Hi everyone, I'm Andrew. This is going to be a quick video about something which has happened to me over the last couple of weeks, really. And like the title suggests, I've given something in my reality way too much importance. And the long and short of it is it's come back to bite me. The good news for you is that nobody's immune to hiccups in our life. Doesn't matter how much you try and practice what you preach, sometimes things don't quite go the way that you expect, and you can get thrown a curveball. So about 6 weeks ago, for the last few years, I've been renting like a commercial space, like a very small storage area, which I use to run my small business. Just before Christmas, I decided that I don't need the space anymore. So I gave the landlord notice and moved out. Then I went on holiday. Before I went away, I said, it's been a couple of weeks now. Do you know when I'm going to get my deposit back? When you rent a apartment or a house or a commercial space, you give a deposit. And then when it's over, you get your deposit back. And in this case, it was about $1,000. He texted me back saying, yeah, I don't have a problem giving you your money back. He's a nice guy, probably about 70 years old, very rich. But he needs evidence from the energy supplier that my bills have been settled. Because what happens is unscrupulous people rent properties and they run up bills, maybe for dodgy purposes, and then they don't pay the bill, and then the landlord kind of has to deal with the mess. So I said, yeah, that's no worries. But you know what it's like nowadays, trying to ring up energy companies, electricity and gas. You're on the phone for ages if you can even speak to anybody. It was stressing me out a bit. I'm not going to lie to you. It was on my mind. And spoke to the energy company, and I was on the phone for about 4 hours because there was a problem with my account. The person sorted it out. And then at the end of the conversation, he said that I now had to do something else, had to send an email. It kept me on the phone for all this time and it still wasn't done. I had to send an email to another department with ID, proof of address, evidence of the lease, and some documentation from the local government to prove that I was the occupant. It all sounds like a lot of effort and sounds a lot more challenging than it really should be. Anyway, I get all the documents together, struggled to find them because I didn't have what they wanted. I sent the email off, went on holiday, on vacation, and I came back and I didn't have an email. There was no update. So I called them up. They said, yeah, it hasn't been looked at. It's been missed. We'll look at it again in the next couple of days, and then you'll get an email maybe in the new year. The email came. Everything was okay. The energy company said my slate was clean. They actually owed me a small amount of money, maybe about $20 or something, and sent all the documents off to the landlord and said, look, I emailed it all to you. Can you check it out? He said, no worries. So a couple of weeks goes by and I still haven't heard anything. And like I said, it's on your mind. If somebody owes you $1,000, you know somebody owes you money at the end of the day, and anything could happen. So yeah, it was on my mind. It wasn't the last thing I was thinking about before I go to bed and the first thing I think about in the morning, but it was taking up some of my thought energy. So I sent him a text saying, have you had a chance to look at this stuff? He replied saying, sorry, completely forgot about it. He said, I'll give you the deposit back. So I checked my bank account and I could see that he'd only transferred me back $700. I texted him back saying, I've just looked at the lease. It says it was 1,000. He said, I'll look into it. I had a few other emails where it said it was 1,000. So you can see that something which seems straightforward is or simple, because the simplest solution and approach should always be the route that you take. It's already getting convoluted. Something easy and straightforward is taking up a lot of time and mind and thought energy. Monday, I sent him a text saying, look, have you had a chance to look at the email that I sent like 10 days ago? And he replied pretty quickly saying, yeah, I have. I got my accountant to look into it for you, but it looks like you didn't pay your buildings insurance like 2.5, 3 years ago. And he's waiting for the dates. So I know that the building insurance is about $500. I don't know whether I paid it or not. He sends me the bill and I pay it. And if I don't pay it, he chases me up. But I never had any chases from him. So where this is going is that this $1,000 from the deposit that I've been owed for 6 weeks has been on my mind. It's been taking up kind of some of my consciousness. And I've put too much thought into it. and I've put it on a pedestal and I've given it way too much importance and I've tried to shoehorn it. I've pushed and pushed. And now the universe has thrown the boomerang back at me. And now it turns out that I owe the landlord money. Can you believe that? So I owe him $600. And I'm gutted, because if I hadn't have chased him for this $200, then that would have been it. I'd have got the deposit that he gave me back and I could have got on with my life and that's it. But now, because I've put too much energy into it, too much thought, it turns out that I now owe him money. So I'm going to be out of pocket. There's a lesson in there for everybody that no one's impervious to the universe sending you a curveball. The universe has, in some ways, kind of stolen some money from me, but I've brought it on myself. Nobody likes to be out of pocket. And the other way of looking at it is that the universe has not only balanced out the excess potential from me, from this deposit that I was trying to get back, but it's actually balancing out energy which would have been created, and karma possibly, if you believe in that. And I believe in having a clean slate and a conscience which isn't guilty. And I'm an honest, trustworthy person. And that's how I live my life. I go with the flow, following the principles of reality transurfing as best as possible. Nothing is straightforward and easy. So the other way of looking at it is, actually, I owed this guy money and I just forgot to pay it a couple of years ago and we both forgot about it. But now that's being balanced out. So in the long run, actually, he's getting what he's owed and I'm going to be getting what I've owed, if you see what I mean. So it's balanced out. There's one way I'm gutted that I'm having to front the money now, but the other way of looking at it is that I owed him the money anyway. But it was 100% me focusing on it too much and giving it too much importance, which has led to this situation. It's created a disturbance in the universe, and the universe always wins, ladies and gentlemen. And in this case, it's won about $500. There's a lesson in there for everybody, and I'm sure you can all see what it is. So this was just a quick video. I've got some more coming up in the next few days relating to YouTube and my channel. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this, if you haven't enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up anyway. Give me sympathy, but everything is worked out in the end as it should do in our lives. So yeah, I will see you folks on the next video. Bye-bye.